this idea of guidance is built upon a foundation of pursuit. And he starts with the athar, man amila bima alima allamahu Allahu ma lam ya'lam. Whoever acts in accordance with what they know, Allah will teach them what they don't yet know. Whoever acts in accordance with what they know, Allah will teach them what they don't yet know. What that means is that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts forth something in front of you that you know is good, and you act in accordance with that good, that doesn't just unlock sincerity and reward, it unlocks clarity and creativity. It unlocks the next step of the journey. And so if a person is pursuing al-ilm, and they're acting upon that ilm as they're pursuing it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will unlock for them the next step in their journey of ilm. And if a person is pursuing a da'wah, and they're pursuing that da'wah with everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them to do da'wah with, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will unlock the next step in their da'wah. But there is a next step that happens that is directly due to your willingness to act upon that which is right. Your willingness to pursue everything that is in front of you. Your willingness to put everything behind the efforts that have been given to you. And as the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ وَإِنَّمَا الْحِلْمُ بِالتَّحَلُّمِ وَمَنْ يَتَحَرَّ الْخَيْرَ يُعْطَى وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ الشَّرَّ يُوقَى. The Prophet ﷺ said, knowledge is through seeking knowledge. Scholars don't become scholars by sitting in a room and saying, Allahumma allimni, Rabbi zidni ilma alone, without actually pursuing it. They pursue and they pursue and they pursue, and when they learn, they act. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens their hearts to where they have the fiqh in their hearts, the understanding, to where they are opened up to a greater possibility in their ilm. وَإِنَّمَا الْحِلْمُ بِالتَّحَلُّمِ. Patience is through learning patience. If you see someone who has good akhlaq, if you see someone who has good character, it's not a person who just made dua for that to happen. It's a person who acted upon the ahadith of the Prophet ﷺ about al-adab wal-akhlaq. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened up the door for them to the next element of that. They mastered it. And the Prophet ﷺ is saying, وَمَنْ يَتَحَرَّ الْخَيْرَ يُعْطَى. A person who seeks to pursue some sort of good, Allah will unlock that good for them. And whoever seeks to avoid evil, Allah will protect them from that evil. And so there's an element here of belief in the next step being directly tied to how you act in this current moment. What you know that Allah has given you, how do you do with that? And then you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to open up the possibilities to that which is even more. And that is going from al-hidayah ila rushd. Going from simply being guided to, in terms of your knowledge, to being guided in terms of your actions. As the ulama mentioned about al-rashidun, about those who are guided, that al-hidayah is guidance fil ilm, is to be guided in regards to your knowledge. Wal-rushd, hidayatun fil amal. To be guided to that next level is to be guided in regards to your deeds. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens up to you the next deed that is pleasing to Him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unlocks the ability. Allah azza wa jal unlocks the understanding. And you find that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also in the community sense gives you a sense of victory. And when you look at someone like Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, al-khulafa al-rashidun, the guided khulafa, and Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu's ability to discern al-Faruq, the one who is able to see al-haq wal-batil, truth and falsehood, and discern. And you see the genius that he brought to his khilafah, the genius that he brought to systemizing good in this world. A lot of that was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unlocking in the heart and the mind of Umar and in the efforts of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. That next step to improvise, to be creative, to do amazing things for this ummah. Because whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in front of him of khair, he applied it to the best of his ability. He's that person that's knocking on the door and that has a stubbornness to get it right, has a stubbornness to make sure that he does not miss out on those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised. You see this in his grandson, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz rahimahullah as well. Improvised amazing things for this ummah. did not have a defeated mindset when he inherited brokenness, when he saw all of the injustice, and he was able to do so much. And he commented on this idea of knowledge